Good morning to fellow Toastmasters. A very good morning to fellow Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all to the 147th meeting at the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. We would love to have you all on camera. Hope you are ready to enjoy our flavored meeting today. Let me warn you, you might get addicted or nostalgic because sweet is something that does both to us. Before we move on, I would like to highlight few key points. Our sweet journey will be of 2 hours. Your camera should be on and audio should be off. Audio should be on whenever you're called or need to speak. This meeting is being recorded, please note, and would be streamed on social media channels. If you don't have your consent for the same, kindly mention it on the to the Zoom master to pause the recording during the turn of yours when you're speaking. Toastmaster International allows us to present our views on any topics, including topics of sex, religion, and politics. But we at the Gabbys Toastmasters Club request everyone to be mindful and abstain from speaking on these topics. We urge you not to use any kind of sexist or racist undertones which may seem disrespectful or create hostility and discomfort for members and guests. Let me hand over the stage to the presiding officer of the day. He is none other than the Division B Director, the President of Gabbys Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy. So he is a teacher, trainer, and coach in domain of construction. He has trained over 7,500 professions in the last decade. So I hand over the mic to distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy. Over to you.
Thank you so much. That was our wonderful Sergeant at Arms, very humorous, always in his speeches. Toastmaster Karthik introducing me. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. Good morning, Toastmasters. Welcome to this wonderful meeting. You all know the theme, and trains have been my biggest fascination as my father was in Indian Railways. Boarding train was easy and quick for us. We used to wait for summer and winter holidays in my KV school to go to places. And many of you would know that I'm a big Bollywood fan. I've done masti to many songs that had trains, song picturized in trains, and songs where trains have been used in the background. My Indian friends would understand this. Amongst many heroes in Indian film industry, Devanand was my favorite, and he still is my favorite for his style and mannerism. As a kid, my favorite song was from his movie Kala Bazaar. अपनी तो हर आह एक तूफान है, क्या करे वो जान के भी अनजान है, ऊपर वाले जानकर bhi anjaan hai. If you watch the song, it's so hilarious even today. When I grew up and at 16, my favorite song shifted to film 16 Saal. Hai apna dil to aawara, na jaane kis pe aayega. I used to sing the song everywhere, also in trains. But sometimes telling myself, control, Nagesh, control. While in competition in my workplace, I met my would-be wife, and the song that came into my mind was from the film Zamane Ko Dikhana Hai. Hoga tumse pyara kaun, humko to tumse hai, hey Kanchan. प्यार. I have many favorites. जिंदगी के सफर में गाड़ी बुला रही है, मुसाफिर हूं मैं यारो, धड़क धड़क from Bunty and Bubbly. The whole film's picturized on trains. And most revered is Chaiya Chaiya, is also from my favorites, picturized on our G's favorite Shah Rukh Khan and Malaika. There are many others, and I'm sure you have your choices of favorite movies, songs, and memories too. Talking about trains and journeys, we all say that life is a journey. When we meet people, look around, get amused, get moved, many things capture us. And most importantly, we don't give much importance to those then. Few blocks away from my place, just down this road, is a school called as Rangabharana Kala Kendra. There are lots of kids pass by my place to attend to learn art, dance, and music. One evening, sitting in the balcony, I mentioned, how many of them, after they grow up, will continue learning and using what they have learned? I was quickly interrupted. They are building memories. Maybe good, maybe bad, maybe success, maybe of enjoyment, surprises, satisfaction, disappointments, disagreements, embarrassments, envies, pride in association of friends, teachers, in an environment of melody, magic, and music. But then, when they all look back, they will look at the memories that they have created. Toastmasters, so many of you are here today, are going to create memory next to us. Who knows, there is a story, an experience, an emotion from this meeting that you will remember, recall, and narrate in the future. These meetings that you attend is a small stop in your journey of life. You get down for a while, enjoy that is offered to you in the station. Sometimes you might not get what you wish for, but then you go back to your train, hoping that it will be available in the next station and continue your journey. The next meeting, you hope for it. So we should start our journey now. I flag off this meeting number 147. The designated driver of this train is going to be taking us forward towards the destination is Toastmaster, who beyond loving music, cooking and sports, also loves trekking and traveling. No wonder we have such a wonderful theme today from him. While I hand over the keys of this train to Toastmaster Chaitanya, please put your hands together to applaud and welcome him on the stage.
Train number 7806290 has just departed from platform number 1. We will be reaching our destination in... Wait, destination? I hopped onto this train. I'm the ticket collector, but I don't know which cities it connects. Can anyone tell me? I had asked you guys to guess which cities it connects. Did anyone find it out, or you guys just hopped onto it to reserve your seats first? Anyone? Any hand raises? A station master might know, or a sergeant at arms?
City of Dreams?
No, no. It's right, but not correct. Yes, Toastmaster Meeta.
City of Gabbys.
Oh, yes, you're very close to it, and it is City of Gabbys. Yes, this train does not connect any two cities, but it connects all of us. It's a train that has got us on this journey of Toastmasters. So in general, train and train journeys, apart from connecting cities, they connect people as well. Across the world, you go anywhere, ask someone what memories they have of train and what it reminds them of, they'll have one or two things in common with you. I'm just giving you a kind of conversation starter next time you meet someone on the train. Now, train journeys are about those tasty snacks and those beautiful sceneries. In our childhood days, we used to guess which animal is it while looking at the clouds, didn't we? And apart from all these fun memories, there are also many adventurous stories, like sitting on top of the train, like our presiding officer mentioned in the song Chaiya Chaiya. The actor and actress dance on top of the train. It does sound very adventurous, but let me tell you, it's very dangerous. And also hopping into the bogies through the emergency windows. Guys, don't look surprised. I've done that, and I am sure you all would have done that too. Before we go on and get nostalgic about it, let me explain you the structure of this journey. So our journey is of 2 hours, and we will cross two lovely stations in between. The first station is the prepared speech city junction, where we will witness two amazing speeches. And after that, we'll reach the table topic town, which is ever changing. It changes every day. No one knows what you might find, but I assure that it is going to be really fun. In our journey, we have an inspector along with his team who will help us and monitor our meeting, or I would say he's the general evaluator of the day. The general evaluator of today is Toastmaster Veera Shantiram. He is from Qonverse Toastmaster Club and working as a silicon validation engineer in Texas Instrument. I request our inspector come general evaluator to explain his role and also introduce us to his team. Over to you, general evaluator Toastmaster Shantiram.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Chaitanya. Very good morning, everyone. I am the evaluator / today's inspector of the train journey that is going to happen today. So super excited for the ride that is in for us today. And I will be evaluating the entire meeting right from the beginning till the end, and the proceedings and the individual role takers who are coming up on the stage. So to help along with this, we have an amazing team of tag role players. So first off, to ensure that our journey is on time and every single station is getting reached as expected, we have our timer who will keep a watch on the time. So let's hear from our timer for the day, who's based out of Bangalore, who's working in an IT firm, who loves traveling and cooking. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Bimpy. Over to you for explaining the timer's role.
Good morning, everybody. I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Good morning to all fellow Toastmaster and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red card. I will just display this green, yellow, and red card. For the table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more. It will be between 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will be raising green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, and 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for other speeches, mostly the speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for evaluations should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bimpy, for explaining clearly the timing rules and the guidelines. And next up, in our journey, we may find a lot of obstructions and obstacles. So to identify those and help us with that, we have our R counter for the day. So our R counter today is a multifaceted personality. He's a freelance hairstylist and is currently also learning Western vocal, traditional tabla, and also loves playing lawn tennis. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Mitesh. Over to you for explaining what your role is today.
The purpose of our counter is to track the words and sounds that are used, such as crutch or pause fillers, by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I'll be listening for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know, and will also listen for filler sounds, including o, and air. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Over to you, General Evaluator Veera Shanthi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mitesh, for explaining the role of the R counter. And next up, a super interesting role. In general, when a train is going, we want the train to stay in its course, right? So likewise, with our language also to stay in its course, we have our grammar, which is an important aspect. We have our grammarian today, who is, excuse me, who's a full stack. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So he's a full stack developer, a trainer, a history and a movie buff. He loves storytelling and listening to music. So let's give it up for our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Karthik. Over to you for explaining your role.
Thank you, General Evaluator Veera Shantiram. So as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today, the word is harbinger. I repeat, harbinger. That means something that foreshadows a future event. If I use this harbinger word in meaning, if I use this in a sentence, it would be something like this. The announcement made in the railway station was the harbinger of upcoming train. So this is an example of the word. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of meeting. Over to you, G.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik, for clearly explaining what your role as grammarian is today. And next up, when we are in the platform, we need to ensure that we are listening closely to the announcements that are coming in. So we also have a listener today who will be who is from Sri Lanka, a chartered accountant who's interested in learning new things, getting to know new people, and traveling to new places. So let's welcome our listener for the day, Toastmaster Sudharma, for explaining what the listener's role is.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, all the Toastmasters and guests. Today I am the listener of the day, and I will be listening closely to everything said during the meeting, and will draft short questions to test our listening skills at the end of the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudharma. Yes, that brings us to the end of the introductions of all the Tag L role players and the general evaluation intro as well. So we will be back at the end of the meeting for giving a detailed report on how was our journey today. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for introducing the role as well as your Taggle team. A big round of applause for our General Evaluator. Oh, just a minute. I see our train approaches the prepared speech city junction. We'll have to start for now. So for our first speaker, I would like to call upon our first evaluator, who is Toastmaster Pranav Pothan. He is working as an analyst in a fintech company in Bangalore, looking for opportunities to speak and take roles and develop public speaking and leadership skills through Toastmasters. Toastmaster Pranav, I request you to read out the project objective of your target speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Chaitanya. So my target speaker, he is going to take you through a train journey, which is from the level 2 project 2 of the path dynamic leadership, understanding your leadership style. Let me read out his project objectives. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. The timer, note that the time length of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Best of luck to my target speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Chaitanya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, for explaining the objective so well. Now let us call upon the very first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Tarun Agarwal. He is currently working in an investment consulting company in Mumbai. He loves to travel and explore new places. Toastmaster Tarun, my leadership style. My leadership style, Toastmaster Tarun.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Am I audible? Is this the way to play the game? You cannot get humiliated every time. We are not kids anymore. This is how I was addressing my cricket team 20 years back when we faced back-to-back losses. Being a captain of the cricket team, I was trying to bring the change in the system. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. A leader is the one which brings vision to the which brings vision to the team. It ensures that everyone is aligned to that vision. A leader owns the team, listen to every team member, and ensure that every team member is contributing towards the goal. At the end, it leaves in achieving the goal. I was also trying to do the same 15 years back at the age of 15 when I was the captain of my cricket team. After facing back-to-back losses in cricket matches, I opened the discussion in front of everyone. Is this the way you want to play? Well, at that point of time, I was using democratic style of leadership with a mix of coaching style. I knew that all the team members are equally competent, but somehow they are not able to play at their full potential. Hence, it was important to motivate them and listen to everyone, make them responsible for their own vertical, and ensure that everyone is contributing to the goal. And it worked well. In the next tournament, we won. We became the champion. It was a great achievement. Well, few years after, I got another major chance in the corporate world, where I was leading a project in Rajasthan to select the best of the startups from that state and invest in them. This time for my team, I opted for an affiliated style of leadership. I spoke with every team member one-on-one and tried that everyone's personal growth and professional growth is aligned to the project. The project was very operational heavy, as I had to do a lot of interactions with different startups before rejecting or selecting them. But during this process, I had one-on-one relationship. I developed one-on-one relationship with the different team members. And because of this, I could not pass a negative feedback to my team members. This led to a lot of conflicts. Gradually, I found that I am working alone on the project. This was a great learning that in the professional goal, don't try to be too close with a personally the team member, that it hinders your professional objective. Well, life gave me another chance and I got married. After a few months of the marriage, because of the change in job, I had to shift to a new city, Ahmedabad, where only me and my wife had to manage everything. And we had a small 1-year kid. But suddenly I found that I am the leader of the house. My wife used to ask me everything. She used to work harder than me. She used to sacrifice more than me. But somehow I became the authoritative leader of the house. Till one day, when one of the biggest tragedy happened. Maid did not come to our house. Well, with full authority, I went to my wife and said, it's okay. You can first clean the house, then you can cook the food, and then we will feed to the kid. My wife didn't speak a single word. She just looked at me and she kept staring. I could see my lost leadership in her eyes. Suddenly I said, I have a plan B. Why don't I clean the house? You cook the food, and then we both will feed the kid together. At this point, my wife said, and then she went away. Well, at that day, I realized that my wife is the leader of the house. She was allowing me to use my powers till she wanted. Another great lesson learned. Don't try to be leader in front of your wife. Well, with these incidences and different other situations, I figured that to being a leader, you need to adopt different leadership styles depending on different situations. And I figured that democratic style of leadership is something which suits to me most. I have to mix it with the different styles depending on the different situations. And it is working well for me. Most of the time, I use the democratic style, and depending on situations, I keep changing. Friends, I have figured out my best leadership style. Have you figured your leadership style? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun. That was an amazing speech and quite a lot to learn about leadership styles. Let us now move on to the second speech of the day, for which I would like to call our second evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjana Garai. Toastmaster Sanjana is a student at IIT Varanasi and is currently pursuing her BTech plus MTech in Maths and Computing. Toastmaster Sanjana, I request you to read out the project objective of your target speaker. Toastmaster Sanjana, you're not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm sorry for the glitch. So first of all, a very good morning to everyone. My target speaker for today is attempting her L4, Level 4, Project 2. The purpose of this speech is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. The member should practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. Timer, please note that the speech length is 15 to 20 minutes. And all the best to my target speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana. Let us now call upon our second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Aparna Raja. Toastmaster Aparna is a passionate speaker, a hippie at heart, mom at home, and an entrepreneur by choice. Toastmaster Aparna, let's talk Moolah. Let's talk Moolah, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you very much, and a very good morning to everyone present here. So before we get on with the Moolah talk, I have a few standing instructions for everyone present here. This segment will have a speech followed by a question-answer segment. So I request all of you to try and pay some attention to what I have to say. And towards the end, when the question-answer segment starts, I request you all to ask your questions without any hesitation. However, in the meantime, if you do have questions, please do drop them in the chat box with the serial number, 1 for the first question and the second person put on 2 and ask a question, and so on, so that when we start the Q&A, I could quickly pull the questions from there and answer them as well. That said, what are we waiting for? Let's begin. Money saved is money earned. Money saved is money earned, or is it? Well, this age-old adage that a lot of us have heard is not just incorrect, it is also quite misleading. You heard me right, it is misleading. Let me explain why. I request you all to pull out a note from your purse or your pocket, any note, any denomination, and take a long, hard look at it. Because in those few seconds, as you're looking at that note, the value, the worth of that money is precariously shifting towards the downside. Simply put, the things that I can buy with this money at this moment, in a very short period of time, I'm not going to be able to buy all of that with this very same note, only much lesser. You're right. I am talking about inflation, right? The minute I say inflation, a lot of people unfortunately tend to think this is a modern world phenomenon, a political ploy. I say, what can I do about it? There's nothing I can do about it. Well, you're right on the last account only. However, let me clarify that inflation is not a new age idea or phenomenon. And there is a lot you can do about it. Inflation has been in place from the time man invented the barter system. From the time man used a kg of rock salt as a means of currency and will exist long after you and I are gone from the face of earth. So, what do? My hard-earned money is losing its worth. What do I do if you are panicking? Good, I say. Good. Only then we can get to the solution. For all of you thinking, what can we do about it? I have 2 words. Informed investments. Informed investments. And I know half of you are thinking, oh yeah, she's talking about mutual funds, stocks, bonds, shares, and whatnot. You are right. And the other half, the one I'm more concerned about, are thinking, oh, wait, investment. My partner will take care of it. My father will take care of it. Or worse, my wealth manager will take care of it. I just have one thing to tell you. No, hell no. Let me explain again. Wealth management or investment, investing in things is almost, or I would say exactly like parenting. You can't simply give birth to the child and expect someone else to completely take care of it and have a good relationship with it. You earn all that money with the blood, sweat, and whatnot, and then you expect someone else to drive, build a relationship with it, and decide how the outcomes of that money is controlled? Well, you're wrong. It doesn't happen, and that's what most of us tend to do. For you to reap the benefits of your hard-earned money, make that money grow, make that money work for you, you get involved in the process of investing your money. You are always in the driving seat. Now, that said, too much yarn on investment, why you should do, what you should do. And I hope that little pep talk has at least scratched the surface of your curiosity. So where do I start? How do I start beginning this investment? If you're sitting on the fence, I can't tell you where to invest. No one can. It's a journey you take on your own and discover for yourself. However, you will get a lot of help on the way. And I'm going to start off by telling you just these 3 things. The 3 money-making things that man has used for time immemorial. 3 instruments. The first one, business. Business, no-brainer, right? You invest a capital in a business, your initial money. You invest time, effort, and probably more money, and you build a successful business. And over time, what happens? When you're successful, the value of your money increases exponentially. The capital increases. And that you realize when your money or your company starts making a profit. True, in the true sense, profit in the true sense, with the loans and the debts, everything taken into account. Beyond that, besides that, you start making a profit, your money is working for you. Congratulations. And we all know it's easier said than done. However, definitely possible. This is how the Adanis and the Ambanis of the world make their wealth, and it's not just limited to them. Even the corner shop, which is so profitable, bustling with business, makes their money the exact same way. More than what I put, and I beat the inflation and go beyond that and make a profit. Simple concept. The second instrument, Now, this is something I'm sure a lot of you know, a lot of you are probably even involved in it at this moment. Real estate. Now, real estate, you will always hear things like, oh, it's not a good time to buy. The market is bad. Don't invest in real estate and things like that. But let me tell you, this entire market is driven by one very, very basic idea. As long as we live, as long as there are people on earth, we need a place to live. We need a place to do a business. We need a place for entertainment. We need place and space. Real estate. As long as the hygiene checks are done, you're not getting into any litigation, and investing in a decent place for a prolonged period of time, there is a very good probability you will make a good profit. Well, that is the second instrument. The third. Now, this is my pet project and the most interesting. And in my opinion, I think this is probably the most misunderstood. Stock market. Repeating that again, stock market. For all of you thinking, oh, that's a gamble. Not a bigger gamble than life itself or anything in life. Now, for all of you, if you are not involved there, I'm just going to give you a quick brief about what is stocks and shares. Now, this is basically you buying a slice of ownership into a business, investing in your business, and holding on to that ownership, whatever percentage you have in terms of shares and stocks, and then waiting it out for that business to expand and become better and make more and more profit so that the value of your share increases. Simple? It is actually quite simple. Now, that said, you're probably thinking, she makes it sound so simple, this cannot be true. I said it is simple. I didn't say it's easy. And you know what the most difficult part of it about it is? Choosing where to invest. Whom do I invest in? I'm building a business. It has to be successful. Make it successful. How do I make it successful? I'm investing in real estate. How do I not get into a litigation? How do I wait it out? Third, the stocks. How do I pick good quality stocks? Well, these are the places where you work on picking good quality investments, putting your money there, and the second most toughest thing, waiting. Waiting, because they don't make money overnight, not at all. That's a 1 in a gazillion chance and not something that's sustainable. You wait for a minimum of one financial period, which is about 7 to 10 years, at least one financial period or two to reap the benefits of your investment. Now, I know everyone here is listening to me and thinking, why is she talking about investments on a Saturday morning? Because where else are you going to hear this? Who else is going to tell you the importance of making yourself rich? We are hesitant to talk about money at the dining table, to discuss money within family, to discuss money with friends. We think it's a very touchy subject. You're scared of being judged. You're worried people will think, oh, she's greedy. She wants to talk about money all the time. So money-minded. You're scared of being judged. But let me tell you, wanting to make your money work for you is a growth mindset. It isn't greed. If you're willing to extend that kind of effort and time. But of course, disclaimer. Investments are subject to market risks. Please read the offer documents carefully before investing. We've heard all this. But the risk that you take in these investments can be countered. How? This is not any more riskier than you walking on the street and not getting hit by a vehicle, or sitting in this chair and now falling down dead. Like, that is definitely a possibility, but we still go on living. How and why? We take countermeasures. You take good care of your health so that you don't fall down dead. You're crossing the road, you look left, right, make sure it's okay to cross, and then you cross. You take counter steps to ensure those are safe. Those are exactly the things we do in investment. We do a deep dive study of it, analyze it, understand it, learn about it, get to know money, build a relationship with money, and then put in our money where our mouth is. And then sit from the sidelines, constantly looking at it from time to time and watch it grow. Pretty simple, honestly. So I invite every one of you here. If you're sitting on this fence or looking from the other side of the fence wondering, oh, is that word for me? Oh, yes, this is your sign. This is your call. It is something you must be involved in. Take that first step if you haven't already. The best time was yesterday. The next best time is now. Get on investing and happy investments. With that, we've come to the end of my talk on the importance of money and investment and so on. I'll be happy to take up questions. You can ask questions by raising hands or dropping them on the chat box. I believe you do have access to message to everyone, right? Using the everyone option. Please do that. Do we have any questions? Yes, Toastmaster Veera.
Yes, Aparna, thank you so much. So for someone who has absolutely no clue about investments or stocks or finance, who just like runs away from all those words, what would you say is the best starting point to go on with? Like, I know, tiny little steps. What would be your first advice, first step to take forward with?
I'm going to give you two things, an advice and the first step. The advice, you don't need to be good at math to make good investments. It's a misconception. It has nothing to do with math. So that is something I want you to know and understand. The second advice, find a mentor. Find someone who is doing active investments. I have found that this is one of the best ways. Someone who's actively involved in investment, not someone who listens to others and does investments, but someone who studies and does investments. Have a good talk with them. Because personal finance, investment is only the third step. The first step and the second step are slightly different, which is basically ensuring, okay, I'm just going to jump into it. The first step is ensuring that your risk is mitigated. We mitigate the risk as much as possible by ensuring you have fund for about 1 year, okay? 1 year expenses fund, we keep. It used to be 6 months before COVID, but now it is suggested you have 1 year's worth of monthly expense collected and kept somewhere, which you can draw in case of emergency. It's called an emergency fund. First step. Second step, get all your insurances. Insurances are very important, not those kind of insurances which have earning with it. Insurance is only meant to insure. You do not earn from insurance. Whenever there is earning involved in an insurance, trust me, it's not good for you. It's only good for the company selling it. So a term life insurance is the second step. Again, half the risk mitigated. Third, we get into investing. In any of these, find a mentor there, sit with them, figure out where you are financially today. Even 500 rupees invested every month is a good investment compared to none. And then start off. I hope that answered your question. Great. Anyone else? Or have I bored you all to death that you all just don't want to talk to me? So when I start, okay, yes, great. We have Toastmaster Priyamvada. Toastmaster, right, Priyamvada?
Yeah, I'm from IMSCC Speakers Genesis.
Hi, Toastmaster. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
You said that find a mentor. Well, that is what I find the most difficult, to find a mentor. How to do that? Can you explain?
Okay, so I'll tell you what I did. Today, you also have a lot of places where you can learn this. I was searching for a mentor. I found a few, but I didn't really get along with the way they were teaching. It was too hi-fi for me, or I'm actually not a very smart person. I'm a very average person. So for me, things have to be explained very clearly for me to understand. So I actually went to a place and I paid money and I learned. There are many such places, as in good places, communities where they teach you how to do investing. If you want, I can actually drop the name of the place where I learned. I'm still part of that community, actively involved in it, where we talk about investments every first Saturday, and every day they meet up and all of that. So it's a community. We're called Women on Wealth, a pan-India community where all of us women get together and talk investments, and more investments and everything related to it. So there are such communities. Get into such communities. If you're looking for mentoring, these are things people don't talk about openly. Even in your family, there will be people who are not probably talking about, because you don't talk about your money, that really not everyone does. Just watch what the retired people are doing, talk to them, get some advice. Do not take it. It's only advice. Do not implement immediately. And find someone you know whose thinking matches with yours. In that way, it'll be clear. Is that okay? I hope that answers, 'Priyambada'. 'Priyambada'?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Priyamvada, are you there with us? Am I audible? Okay, she's muted. Okay, so anyone else, any other question? I'm looking at the chat and I'm wondering if you have any more question, money related. There are no silly questions. We know that, right? It is money and it is what it is. Now, if you don't have question, I have one thing that I want to mention about. Investing doesn't mean you have to earn continuously. It's okay if you don't. A lot of us here are coaches, freelancers. Our money comes in very sporadically. You don't get it consistently. You can still make investments. You can still make investments by planning out clearly about how much percentage of your income you want to set aside. It's simply planning out very well and investing it continuously. In fact, there are separate tax slabs when you're a freelancer and things like that. So there are a lot of things that work in our favor. If you're a freelancer, if you're a coach, if you're someone who's on their entrepreneurial journey, just beginning out, don't have much money in the pocket, hey, it's okay. You can still invest. And that's okay. So anyone else? Aparna, your views on crypto investment? Oh my God. Okay, so my views on crypto, they are the digital currencies and things that people are using. Now, I'm old school. I don't believe, I wouldn't say I don't believe, I don't know much about Bitcoins, NFTs, art investments, and these as much as I know about the traditional investment. And I think that is what is important. What is your risk appetite? What is your appetite on investment? Focus only on those. You like only to invest in a few like me? Study that in depth. Keep an eye on the others. You don't want to miss the train, like they say. But if you don't have an appetite for it, I find it very volatile, honestly, crypto and all. I find it very volatile. When I dug deep into it, I find it very difficult to invest in something which is not government regulated, honestly. And there isn't a strong regulation around cryptocurrency, right? So I'm not very comfortable with it, is what I'm saying. So that was my view, Toastmaster Akib. I hope I answered. Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Yes, Toastmaster Aparna. So I have a question. These days, there are many options to invest, like there is peer-to-peer lending, and then there is we can invest in farms also these days, real estate, everything is open to us. Now, depending on the age group and the earning of a person, how does one decide how much to invest in which part so that it will have a good sum in the long run?
Okay. So every person who is into investing has their own formula, every group of people. But the simple formula that everyone follows is the younger you are, higher the equity. That is, you can take more risk. The sooner you start, you can take more risk. Assuming you're going to retire at say 60, 65, 70, because that's when you start reaping the benefits of your investments, you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time going to markets which are more riskier, high risk, high return markets. You can allocate up to 60 to even 70% of your investment money in it, depending upon your age, if you're in your 20s. So now this, don't take it like, a concrete thing. It is what is normally done. A little later, it's a little lesser and so on. It reduces as your age increases. I hope that answers.
Yes, Toastmaster Aparna, that's my answer.
Thank you. So with that, I think we've come to the end of the Q&A. Dina and anyone, if you have questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat box. I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you very much. And that's been my time. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. That was a really educative session for all of us, and we can take a lot back home from your speech. And like you started, you had a 500 note in your pocket. Since I don't have any, it's a sign that I should start doing something about it. So before our train leaves the prepared speech city junction, I want the timer to help me out and notify if all the speakers are within their time limits.
Yes, TMOD, Chaitanya, all are qualified.
Thank you.
Toastmaster, Tarun, yeah, all are qualified.
Thank you, timer. I request the Zoom master to launch the polls for the best speaker. Can we have that launched? Thank you. And while you're casting your votes, let me check if all of you guys have the tickets. I'll check it. Just a minute. I saw someone run into the washroom. 1 second. Let me check who that is. Knock, knock. Who is in there?
I'm Baburaj. Bond
Babu-
Baburaj.
Baburaj? What kind of name is that?
Sir, I was working as assistant for James Bond 008, who is from Indranagar.
Huh? Really?
Yeah.
Whatever. Come out.
Sir, I can't come out because I'm reading a book
Book?
now, right here. 2 books I'm reading, yes.
You're
I'm
reading a
avid
book in the
reader.
washroom? What
Yes.
books are you reading?
So one is How to be a Master in Evaluations and Table Topics, and the author is Toastmaster Aparna Raja.
Oh.
And other book is How to Break 5 Paths, and the author is Distinguished Toastmaster Nagishamamurthy.
I guess I should also read those books. But hold on. Do you have a ticket? Come out and show me your ticket.
Sir, please take this ticket. Yeah, I do have the ticket, yes.
This is the ticket. What kind of ticket is this? This is a movie ticket, not a train ticket.
Sir, it's a movie ticket. Yesterday I had been to Oppenheimer movie, so I thought it would work even here as well.
I don't want to see your movie ticket. Just give me your train ticket. Do you have one or not?
Sir, I thought trains are from government and government is for the people, by the people and by the people. So I didn't buy the ticket.
That's so silly of you. You need a train ticket to travel in a train, not a movie ticket, because we are not displaying Oppenheimer here in our train journey. So pay the fine or else I will put you behind the bars.
Okay, fine, TC. I'll go out of the train in the next station. Thank you so much.
Good job. This is one of the most common things that we see on a daily basis in Indian trains, especially. So I want to ask all of you, have you ever experienced such a thing? Anyone wants to volunteer? Toastmaster Sudharma, would you like to tell us any funny experience that you have had in your train journeys?
In my train journey, I experienced when I was traveling in second class, there were no seats available. We also standing up, but when ticket checking people came, one lady was sitting, but she has no second class ticket. But she is claiming she is in the train for the first time. But I saw that she has a friend also in the next seat, and they are chatting and eating something and coming. But she is telling she is coming in second class in first time. That was the funniest thing, and that checker also got the identity card, but she is traveling in the train in sitting. We were traveling by standing. That's the funniest moment, and we were very much disappointed. Same.
That's nice. Do we have another volunteer? Toastmaster Sanjeet, do you have any story?
There's no story as such, just an observation, Chaitanya. There is always some kind of excitement, and train journey are always thrilling, right? But even though you have a confirmed ticket, and the moment a train arrives, right, there will be some kind of some excitement coming with people and the energy which they have. So at that moment, they will be able to lift 4 or 5 bags and just rush towards the door that I want to catch my seat. Even though the ticket is confirmed, you have your own time, but still that sometimes I find it very funny, and it's not only with selected people, it happens with everyone. The
Yes.
the moment train hours, like you are like, oh, I have to somehow catch the seat.
You are very right. There's a sudden rush of adrenaline in our bodies whenever we see our station coming or we come to the train, even if our seats are reserved. Anyone else? Do you have any funny stories, or should I go on with my useless stories? Yes, Toastmaster Priyamvada. Toastmaster Diane, can you write your experience in the chat?
Okay.
We'll read it out
So,
for you.
am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, so like since childhood I've been traveling in the trains a lot, and during the COVID era, I miss the train trips a lot. Like I was like, when will I go into the train? When will I go by the train? And I remember last like yesterday when I was coming, Hannah. So what happened was, like I was in the passenger general seat. So this woman was there, and she suddenly started crying and shouting like what happened. So she said that her mobile got stolen. So we all were worried, all the passengers, and then I don't know, I was sitting like a little far away from her, and then after some time of her crying and shouting and all, and trying to find the phone and etc., I don't know how she was like someone stole it, and like after half the journey I came to know that the thief put it back and she got her phone. So yeah, so I don't know, like it's not a funny incident. I was just wondering that if the thief got like उसे दया आ गई, like what do you think, Toastmaster Chaitanya, what happened there?
There is always something exciting going on train journeys. You go there once and you'll have lot many stories. You see people around you from different communities and backgrounds. Some will be sitting on the floors. Like in India, mostly it happens that whenever you are in a general bogie where you don't have a reserved seat, but you can only get into the bogie, there are always more people than what is expected. And you'll see people hanging their bed sheets through the seats, and they'll use it as a swing to lie down in there. I see Toastmaster Diane raising her hand. Can you please write your experience of your train journey in the chat, and we'll be more than happy to read it out for everyone. Thank you. Do we have anyone else? I heard that Toastmaster DTM Nagesh Ramamurthy was a very avid traveler in trains, so you must be having a lot many stories, more than any of us.
Yes, I have spent so as much time as I have spent on the ground, I have spent equal number of time in the trains actually. Because my father was in railways, and every Saturday, Sunday, trust me, nowadays people take cars and go out. We used to go on trains to all places nearby because train was free for us. Now, when we were young, we never had diesel engines, no electrical motives or automotives those days. We only had coal engines. And as kids, the corner seat, the window seat was our favorite. And what do you do there? Just look out. Keep looking out, put your head out, and keep looking at the landscape, what passes by, and things like that. So from morning till evening, we used to look inside the train only twice or thrice. And whenever you look inside, my mother was never been able to recognize me. I was full dark black because of the smoke that was coming out of the engine. And it was a big ordeal for my mother to wash all of us, me and my brother and other kids who are traveling with their parents in the family sojourn. And we used to be hurled abuses also. Today, when I look back, I laugh at it. Great memories I've had in trains. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh, for sharing your experience. Let me read out what Toastmaster Diane has written in the chat. Harbinger, I had a career is powerful speech Harbinger in Toastmaster Harbinger long ago that speak as better Barhinger. That's a nice tongue twister, and thank you for writing your views. Now, our train is about to reach the table topic town. Are you all ready to get surprised? Because this town is ever changing. I'll help you out. We have a guide who will show us around this table topic town. Let me introduce her first. Our table topic master of the day is Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi. She's a patent engineer and has worked as a lecturer and a patent engineer at various law firms. Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi, the train is all yours. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So welcome to the table topic town. Before starting, let me tell you, table topics enables us to develop the skill of impromptu speaking. Table topics help the members to train quickly, organize, and express their thoughts. You can think of table topic speech as a mini speech with an opening, a body, and a conclusion. Now, let me tell you, this is not restricted to the members alone. Even the guests can participate. I hope everyone gives this a shot. I may randomly call anyone to participate. About the timings, each speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, and you will have a grace period of 30 seconds as well. So that means participants are disqualified at 2 minutes 30 seconds. So are you all ready to explore this new town? I hope so. Let us start now. And just let me call upon the first person to take up the topic. Anyone wishes to volunteer, you can raise your hands and I may call in the meantime also. So firstly, I would like to call upon Monali, if she's willing to take up.
Sure, Vijay Lakshmi, yes, absolutely.
Yes. The first topic, my most memorable train journey. My most memorable train journey.
Sure. Thank you so much for sharing this topic as well. Now, first of all, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure meeting you all today in the morning. Well, to just go ahead with this topic, as in the most memorable train journey, I would say that it has been many, but out of them, there is this one specific one that I remember. Again, first of all, I'll be apologetic about sharing this memory, but then it is a little funny as well. I think in my previous table topics that I had opted for, I mentioned that I have a twin sister. Now, I have been in my entire life till now a very, peaceful and a very, you can say, not a stubborn person. And at the same time, my twin sister was also never a stubborn or never a naughty person. So at this was really challenging for us when we traveled to the train. It was something like all of a sudden that we had chosen this journey to travel, and we had just one ticket. Now, this was a little funny incident. Why? Because the twin that I have is an identical. And when we went to the train with just one ticket sharing between us, it was really difficult for us to go ahead without one ticket for this journey, because I'm sure the train master is going to definitely kill us if he finds out that no, we are having just one ticket between us. But we made this as a mind that let's do one thing. Let's go ahead and with all power sit on that coach, on that bogie, and let's see whatever happens. Whenever the train master comes, we'll try to bluff him. And this is exactly something happened. Now, when the train master arrived before the harbinger to one of the stations, the best part was that I just stood up and moved a little bit towards the washroom, but I never went into the washroom. Now, once the train master checked the ticket of my sister and he moved to the other, you can say, coach or bogie, he found me and he said that, where is your ticket? I said, you just checked it, don't you remember? And he said, yes, I did check that. I realized that, I'm sorry, I did check it where you were sitting on that seat. And this was the best part. Being an identical twin, that was a beneficial part. People used to come to us and they said that you look identicals. Why don't you give each other's exam? Why don't you give each other's, job interviews or something? Now, this was something, as I said, we were never notorious. We have been very non-stubborn people. So this was one of the challenges that we really wanted to get in and see that does this work? This worked. And as I said during the starting of this speech of mine, that I'll be apologetic, I am. But this is one of the memorable memories that I wanted to create for the entire life of mine, so that we can remember and laugh in our future old years. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mona. It was very interesting to know like how you got into the train with one ticket, and even you were able to come out of it because of your twin sister. That's an interesting one. I hope many will have these kind of memories traveling without tickets as well. So now moving on to the next topic. So for the next topic, I would like to call upon Jitendra. Toastmaster Jitendra.
Yeah, I can take that up. Yes.
Okay. So your topic
Are
would
you able
be.
to hear me?
Yeah, you are audible. Okay.
Okay, great.
Your topic would be, if you could take a train journey anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? If you could take a train journey anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
If I can take one train journey, then which route I'll take up? I think most importantly, it connects to my hometown, Palace on Wheels. That's the luxury which we always think that, yes, I wish I could be part of that train journey. I had seen that train station in Jaipur many a times. It goes through our heritage, starting from New Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, then Udaipur, and then come back via the same route. You can see your heritage. It gives you the feeling that, yes, we have our rich culture in past, and we can still cherish that by sharing that culture with others. That is one train journey, of course, I would like to take. It has a lot of significance behind that why we have connected those specific 5-6 places, starting from Delhi, that has been our power center of entire India, moving to Taj Mahal, which is also another epitome of love. Then moving further to Jaipur, where we have a lot of foods and tradition, which you can actually feel the vibrant culture. Then you go to Udaipur, which has completely different altogether, a lot of mountains and lakes. Udaipur is known as Lake City. So definitely that is one train journey. And on top of that, you don't have to go and opt for hotels. You just stay in luxury train. And definitely it's expensive, but it's worth taking once in a lifetime. So thank you, Vijay. Over to you.
Thank you, Jitendra. It was lovely, like how you can enjoy your train instead of taking the hotels to stay over. You can enjoy the train travel and stay over there also. Even I enjoy to travel in the train nighttime and have a wonderful time. Thank you so much. It reminded me of my traveling days. Now, the next topic, I would request any of the guests, if anyone can come up. Dina, I'll be posting you the topic on the chat and you can answer it. So our guest, Akib Javed, would you like to take it?
Toastmaster Mita has raised her hand.
Yeah, Mita has raised her hand.
Yeah, Toastmaster Mita, share. Here is the topic for you. What is the longest train journey you have ever taken? How did you pass the time? What is the longest journey you have ever taken? How did you pass the time on?
Oh, very happy morning to one and all, as the guest, as the passengers, one and all the passengers of journey of Gabbys train. So that is the thing where I had been for 25 days, a long journey, same train. It was a train we had taken from Bangalore till Kolkata and back to Bangalore. So that was a special train with people of 1,200 members. And it was our religious train, like where we had visited all the temples of from Gujarat, Maharashtra to Gujarat, and then till Kolkata and all. So it was a really great journey. And it was like we had everything inside, kitchen as well as. So where we wish, it was a special train. So where we wish, the train used to be stopped. If everyone wants to see the scenery, the train was stopped and we used to visit that area and that place, and then again back to the train, and we used to take our journey. So it was like a same like a bus journey. It was a train journey, but I can't forget that journey. It was a really fantastic. Everywhere stop. When you want to have a lunch or anything, people will get, they'll ask the train to stop, and we used to get a thing, sitting there and sitting and serving everyone's food. And it was like 1,200 people, and the scenery we used to enjoy. and people used to run for the taking water. So we used to rush, and it was a very it's a winter season, the snowfall, very chill. We used to run for the turn first to rush for the snacks or anything. So it was a really great journey. I think I'll never forget that type of journey, and I wish even the Gabby will take us to some train journey, and we'll have a same type of journey. So thank you. Over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitasha. I assure you, definitely at the Gabbys, you will have that wonderful long journey where we all will enjoy throughout our journey. And I welcome everyone for this journey. So moving on to the next topic, may I call upon Ebin Philip?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah.
Your topic would be, the train is a small world moving through a larger world. The train is a small world moving through a larger world.
Okay, I can definitely give it a shot. So I totally like to, agree to this point where, a lot of passengers are, just confined within one small space. And then we are traveling through multiple villages, multiple towns, multiple cities, and we're viewing all these amazing scenes and all these amazing lakes and all that comes by. So that I feel is a very nice, pleasant experience that I have. I mean, it's been a while since I've been on a train, to be honest. I think it's been like almost 5-6 years since I've gone on a train. But I feel, being in that one small space, going with your family is like a very good experience to have. And it's very I mean, I'm sometimes I feel really weird because I am kind of, claustrophobic when it comes to, being in just one space and, just being in that one compartment for a long time. So I usually don't prefer a train journey sometimes. But if it is like a short journey, maybe like an overnight or something, that is something, which I would definitely love to do.
Yes. Thank you, Abin Philip. That was a nice takeaway. I can say the landscape changes, the people change, but the train keeps moving. So it's life is like a train and not a station. I really believe in this.
Yeah.
And now coming to the next topic, who would like to volunteer? Toastmaster Dina has left her speech on the chat. Just I would like to read it out. The question was, would she like to take the sleeper car or the chair car while traveling? She says that, yes, she still have a memory of traveling worldwide, and the whole life she has got many things to travel and assess while on the train, and that journey is always amazing, and she's looking for some harbinger as well. Yes, thank you, Dina. And next, moving to the next topic. Before moving on, TMOD, do we have still some more time?
Yes, we can take up 2 more topics.
Sure. Okay. So who would like to volunteer? Anyone? May I call upon Amit Otwani? Toastmaster Amit Otwani?
Hi.
Hi, Amit. I would like to give you the topic.
Hi, table topic master. Hi,
Amit.
Sure.
Your topic is, if you could time travel.
Hi, is my voice audible? Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Okay. If you could time travel, Which
Okay,
historical...
there is a bit of a lag then, I think, possibly.
Okay. I'll just repeat and put it on the chat also. Is it fine? Is it
No
audible?
problem.
Okay. If you could time travel, which historical train would you want to experience? If you could time travel, which historical train journey would you want to experience?
So if I could time travel, I think, just a month back, I visited Switzerland. And one of the, journeys which we could not do, I would like to do and time travel back to Switzerland and do Bernina Express. I think this is a train which goes from Switzerland and it goes to Italy. And I think it offers panoramic views of the Alps mountains and the cities which come in the middle. It has lakes, it has the blue waters in the lake, the landscaping views of the Switzerland country itself. There are houses on the hills which have sorry, I think it got disconnected. It has houses on the hills and on the mountains, and the kind of beauty which Switzerland offers.
Toastmaster Vijaya, I think we are not able to hear Amit.
Yes.
So you can go ahead with the next table topic speaker. Thank you, Toastmaster Amit, for attempting the table topics.
Am I audible?
Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes, you are audible, but it's echoing. Okay.
So
Toastmaster
Manvi-
Manvi had raised
Yeah.
her hand. You may give a topic to her.
Toastmaster Vijayalakshmi, you are on mute.
Toastmaster Manvi, here is your topic. Traveling in style, train class. Traveling in style, train class.
When I heard the theme of the meeting today, I actually went a long back when I used to travel with my family. And those were not easy travels. Those were not normal travels. What used to happen is my father gives a call to my mom at 2 that we have our train at 3 and we are going here. Just pack your bags and be ready. I'll pick you up. Taking me from school, packing the stuff, that too in 1 hour, giving application that I'll not be available for the next week in school. Don't you think this travel, especially this train travel, is the travel that we all want to?
Train travel.
This is what I call traveling in class. It is not about first class or second class. It is not about the styles we use in different forms, but it is about the challenge we face while we are traveling. And you won't believe this not only happened once or twice, this happened many times, that too in every 15 days or a month gap. Whenever we used to travel, our location was very different. The train was different, the time was different, and what we did was same. 1 hour time, packing stuffs, moving towards the train, actually running towards the train and enjoying that location. For me, this is what I call traveling in class, traveling in style, because preparing preparing for a month, then getting ready, I believe that is a little boring. Why not let's have adventures in our travel? Why not let's take challenges? And that's how I, along with my family, used to travel in style in class. Table topic master, when was the last time you traveled in train, that too with a different class? Over to you. Table topic master, the stage is all yours.
Table topic master, you're on mute.
Yeah, thank you, Mani. It was interesting to know that class traveling was very much challenging and on a long train. And I was just recalling all those things. Thank you so much. I think it's about to leave the train now. It's time up for the departure. So I'm just handing over the meeting to the Toastmaster of the day to carry on the further journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi, for showing us around this beautiful town of yours, the Table Topic town. Now, I'll be launching the polls for the best table topic speaker. Before that, I am so sorry for this glitch. Just a minute. Is it fine now? Is my audio fine? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Before that, I request the timer to notify if all the speakers were within their time limits.
Yes, TMOD, Chaitanya, everyone was qualified except Monali. Monali spec more actually, like 3 minutes. So.
Okay, so that would be disqualification. Nonetheless, I'll launch the polls for the rest of the table topic speakers. Give me a minute for that. Yes, the polls are on and you may cast your votes. Meanwhile, our train is about to reach our destination. But before it reaches our destination, I would love to have our inspector or our general evaluator.
Wait,
who's this? Who's this? Who is this?
Assam chai, darling tea chai.
I don't want any chais, but who is this?
I'm Chai Chaman.
Aren't you born Baburaj, whom I had asked to drop off in the previous station? You're still on this train. My goodness, he'll travel along with us till the end. Such people and such great tea sellers and snack sellers we come across during our train journeys, be it anywhere in the world. Most famous snack that we usually have during our train journeys is called samosa. Now, as per samosa, so that everyone understands, it is a fried South Asian pastry with savory filling, including ingredients such as spiced potatoes, onions and peas, and meat and fish. You can put anything inside that as per your taste. That's a lovely dish. I recommend everyone to try it, especially when you're traveling through train. And along with it, do enjoy some tea with cream and sugar. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to our general evaluator for providing his evaluation of the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Veera.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Toastmasters Chaitanya. I would like to request everyone to please unmute and give a huge round of applause for the fantastic session that we had today. Amazing, thank you. So before I proceed on with the general evaluation, let's first hear the individual speech evaluations of the two amazing speeches that we had today. First off, I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Pranav onto the stage for delivering his evaluation for our first speaker, Toastmaster Tarun. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranav.
Toastmaster of the day, can you spotlight me and the speaker, Tarun? Hello? Yeah? Okay. So, now when it comes to this project, leadership style, understanding your leadership style, what I find most problematic is there are a lot of jargon with Toastmasters International gives. But when I heard your speech, Tarun, I really liked the way in which you made the story really simple and connected it with your life, which I could actually relate to. Now, coming to what you excelled at, if you see the project objective is to describe your leadership style and understand the impact it had on others. If you take the structure of your speech, you started with what a leader is. Kudos to that. Then you described your 3 leadership styles and why you changed it. You also described the impact of your leadership style on others. So in terms of the content, I felt that the project objective was met very well. Now, what I really liked was regarding the delivery part, the way you used the role play to actually show the impact your leadership style had on others. Especially when you were talking to the employees, your leadership style of democratic style or the affiliative style, it did not work. But that time you showed a frustration on your face that it was not right. I felt that that was really nice. To kudos to you on that. And the second part regarding the delivery, I like the way you use the props to actually transition between your different stages in life. That actually creates more connect with the audience because they can understand that you are going through different stages and you are going through different emotions. So kudos to you on that. Now, as an evaluator, my work won't be complete if I don't give you any area of improvement. What you could have done better is your title. Now, understand that title is the first connect you have with the audience. So take a title which could be more, I mean, it could evoke more anxiety or, trust in the audience. That way you could have improved the title rather than just understanding your leadership style. Now, regarding your content, when you come to the final conclusion part, I felt you told you wanted to adopt the democratic style. But why did you want to adopt that style? You could have told a one-liner or a two-liner regarding that. And the way you concluded, I liked it, but some more inputs on the democratic style. Now, one more thing, what you could have done is, during the delivery part regarding your wife, the interaction with the wife, you could have engaged more humor in that. Especially, I felt that there was an element of humor. Now, to summarize, what I felt was your content was organized. You used the props and role play very well. Just that you work on your conclusion and title very well. To elevate your speech, you could actually use some instances in Toastmasters where you could improve your leadership style. That way, your content could have been better. So, all the best to your next speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav, for that detailed evaluation of Toastmaster Tarun. Thank you. Next up, we'll quickly move on with the evaluation of our second speaker, Toastmaster Aparna. And to evaluate her, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Sanjana onto the virtual stage. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjana, for evaluating Toastmaster Aparna.
First of all, congratulations, Aparna, on delivering such an informative and well-rounded speech on a topic I believe everyone should be aware about. You got me hooked right from the starting, from the title of your speech, Let's Talk Moola. You distributed time very well, giving 40%, that's around 8 minutes of your time, to the question answer session. And also you told the audience in the starting that we'll have the question answer session at the end, and you also encouraged them to drop the questions in the chat if they had any questions during the speech. That was very well done. Now, coming to the speech. You described all the topics very well so that any layman could understand it. It was very nice how you described inflation, holding the note, staring it for a long time and saying that how its value decreased every passing second. How you described real estate, highlighting how everybody needs a space. On the whole, great content, practical with a lot of actionable tips. And I'm sure anybody who doesn't invest will surely start considering to do so. 2 quick things on the delivery. First is that you fidget once you finish a topic. So anytime you finish a topic, you do this. You finish a topic and you do this. So avoid doing that. Second, your pace increased towards the end of the speech. So it would have been great if you could have stayed consistent with the pace, because towards the end, when you were highlighting the importance of investment, I think you began to rush it. So it was like you're rushing the ending. So make sure your pace is consistent. Now coming to the question answer session. You handled the questions very well. In fact, after 2 questions where nobody was further asking a question, you started speaking yourself, making sure there was no awkward silence. You were mindful of time, and as soon as you saw the red card, you wrapped up. And Diana had her hand raised, you encouraged her to put the question in the chat. And even after the session, Toastmaster Priyamvada asked you a question on chat and you actively answered it, though your session was over. One quick recommendation would be how you encourage people to ask a question. So when there was a silence and nobody was asking a question, you said this. You can ask any question, because no question is silly when it comes to money, right? Instead of saying this, maybe you could have highlighted some common questions that are usually asked. Maybe you could have said, there are many common questions like, where do I get the appropriate resources about investments? What are dividends? You might want to know about short-term and long-term investments. So basically, you are giving some topics that people usually have questions about, because they might have a question about investing in the back of their head, but they're not getting it right now. But if you state these topics, maybe it'll click that, oh yes, I had this question. I think I should ask it. So that will have encouraged people to ask the question. So overall, great speech. You managed time very well and questions very efficiently. Your answers were to the point, practical. You may just considering working on how you encourage people to ask questions, like I stated. And you've successfully met the purpose of the project. And all the best for your next speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjana. That was such a comprehensive evaluation. Loved it. So I would like to quickly check with the timer if both the evaluators were within their time limits.
Yes, General Evaluator Veera, both of the evaluators are qualified.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I would also like to request the Zoom moderator to please put up the poll for the best evaluator. Okay, in the meantime, okay, it has come up. Thank you. I'm done. Let's take quickly 5 seconds for closing it. Awesome. Now it's time for us to listen to our tag team members and how well we did with respect to our individual timing, accounts, and grammar. So first off, let's hear from our timer for the day, Toastmaster Bimpy. Over to you for delivering the timer's report.
Give me a moment. I need to share my screen, right, and then show the timings.
Yes, if you would want.
Yeah. Can we like go ahead with the next?
No worries, no worries.
Transfer my report to this laptop.
Definitely. Please take your time. No problem at all. So may I please request our accounter, Toastmaster Mitesh, for providing the accounter's report.
Yes, I'll now provide the counter report. I've not been allowed to share my screen, but I can tell you
Mitesh,
most
sorry for interrupting. You are the co-host now. I think you'll have the sharing rights.
you the most exemplary speakers for today. Here, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy, distinguished Toastmaster, table topic Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal, and General Evaluator Veera Shantiram. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator Veera Shantiram.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mitesh. I believe you would be dropping the accountant's report in the chat window for people to understand the individual breakdown.
Yes, I can now share the screen. In fact,
okay, sure.
Sorry.
Please.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's the counter report. Nagesh, distinguished Toastmaster Ragesh Nagamurthy, Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal, and General Evaluator Toastmaster Veera Shantiram, most exemplary speakers for today. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator Veera Shantiram.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mitesh. That was a crisp and clear report. Quickly, let's move on with our Grammarian's report today. Over to you, Toastmaster Karthik, for delivering the Grammarian's report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veera. I'm sharing my screen. So the word of the day was harbinger, and the only person who used the word of the day was Diana. So give a big round of applause to Diana for using the word of the day. So here are some good usages in the meeting today. Quickly interrupted, hoping into bogies through windows, hippie at heart, face of earth, bustling a business, hygiene checks, one in gazillion, half the risk mitigated, epitome of love, traveling in class. So these were all the good usages in the meeting. And coming to rhetorical devices. So for the first rhetorical devices, answer not required, wherein is this the way to play the game was asked by Toastmaster Tarun. Have you found your leadership style? Was a question asked by Toastmaster Tarun, wherein answer was not required. You don't have to miss the train, was asked by Toastmaster Aparna. Now coming to anaphora, which is the repetition of word or phrase at the beginning of successive clauses. So it was used by Toastmaster Tarun, back-to-back clauses, where you can see the successive usage of back-to-back word. Coming to epithet, a descriptive name, and it was used by Toastmaster Jitendra to describe something. It was the train which he wished to travel, that was palace on wheels. Nobody used a proverb, a short pithy saying. And coming to hyperphora, question and then answer. What can we do about it? It's investments. So that was asked by Toastmaster Aparna. So rule of three and metaphor was not being used. So this was about my Grammarian report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik, for that super clean report. I would like to go on with the general evaluation before we take up with the listeners session. So first off, the pre-meeting logistics. I think I must congratulate the VPA team and the security team for ensuring that the agenda was published ahead of time. The VPPR had put up an amazing poster. All the meeting invites and the reminders have been very diligently shared in the WhatsApp groups. All the roles were filled, introductions were duly collected. And also, I loved how the planning was taken care of in place. The briefing with the role takers were in place to ensure that the meeting goes smooth, and we are ensuring the consistency in the structure of the meeting every single time. So that way, new role takers or anyone who is taking it up for the first time, everyone is on the same page. So loved that. Please keep doing it. And next up, we had our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Karthik. Yeah, before that, just one small thing which I noticed. So during the beginning, I also loved how many people had joined ahead of time. We had time for AV checks. Everything was great. But one subtle thing which I felt was it kind of felt a bit formal that people were coming in doing AV checks, saying a quick hi. We could have kept it even more casual and an icebreaker kind of stuff so that new people who are joining in, we are greeting them. We are asking them about how was your week? How was Saturday? Just something to ease up the mood. And then we are starting off the meeting in a bang. So that would have just made it slightly better. Otherwise, loved all the checks that were in place. Keep it up. As I said, coming to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Karthik, you are absolutely energetic. The fantastic start for the meeting. Simple and clear explanation of the rules. Only small thing which I would suggest is probably something for you to try in your upcoming sessions as Sergeant at Arms if you are taking it up, is that how you can add in your sense of humor in it, because you are known to be a humorous speaker, right? So how you can spice up the same rules, how you are telling it, maybe on the lines of the theme, or maybe with your own take. So instead of listening to the same old rules in the same way, how you can flavor it up is something which you can think about. Otherwise, you did a brilliant job. Next came our dashing presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh. Your biggest plus point is your bright smile. I think you started off with a smile and you spoke regarding the theme cherishing all your childhood memories. That was beautiful. I just thought probably you could have kept an eye on timing, probably a tad bit there, because I felt the presiding officer's address was slightly, pretty much like a prepared speech, but just something for you to keep an eye on. And maybe with respect to the guests, if there were any, I would have loved for you to have introduced them or given them a chance to say hi or anything like that. But otherwise, you made sure that we are beginning the meeting and handing it over to the Toastmaster of the day in the smoothest way possible. So great job. The star of the show, Toastmaster Chaitanya, the Toastmaster of the day. Wow. I must say, right from the beginning, your attention to detail, even in the train number that you had, which is obviously the club number, and very creatively how you came up with the introductions, the announcement, and in between the fun sessions that we had, you had a conversation going on with someone in the washroom, and then you had your chai chaman coming in. The entire meeting was so entertaining, all thanks to you. So kudos to your efforts that you had put in for making sure the meeting is engaging and entertaining. You also ensured that the structure of the meeting is explained. You always kept an eye on time. You were making sure that everything is going in place. You were active on the chat, taking care of everything, helping the Zoom moderator, tick boxes all across. One subtle thing which I noticed is that in your sentences, you tend to have certain pauses. So in a way, like even when you are like introducing the general evaluator or introducing someone, or maybe just saying I'm handing over to this person, subtly I feel the sentences have some breaks. So you can try and probably, because the session is also getting recorded, right? You can go back and listen to it and see how you can smoothen that out. There are portions where you are smooth and continuous, the flow is there, but just the gaps there, something for you to just look at it. Probably if you're looking at it as a speech, it would maybe give the flow that I wouldn't talk about it in terms of fluency. You are fluent, you are proficient, you are adept. It's just a matter of how you are delivering the prepared content. That's the only thing. But that being said, that did not hinder your entire session today at all. You were absolutely brilliant. Keep rocking. And both of our speakers, amazing job. Our evaluators clearly explained everything that you did great and your scope for improvement. So Toastmaster Tarun, kudos to your props and your gestures on stage. Only suggestion I would give you is if you can bring in some more power and authority in your voice when you're talking about leadership styles. That is why I want to follow democratic style of leadership. Something like that. Just the same sentence, try modulating it with some more added power and oomph. That will add that impact in your speech. Toastmaster Aparna, I must say that was a wake-up call for me to go and look at like, hey, look at your personal finances. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for choosing a topic which is very relevant in today's life. So amazing job. Quickly coming to your evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjana, man, the very detailed evaluation. Loved your attention to detail. Like your eye for detail is so good. The analysis that you had, that was very well done. Only small thing, if I were to nitpick and tell, is so you were suggesting, Toastmaster Aparna, that you had observed that she was fidgeting after she had finished that one particular topic. Probably what you can try and do is maybe it is something someone can consciously keep an eye on and just stop doing it. Maybe it is not. So you can try and add a suggestion as in what she can try and do in the upcoming sessions to ensure that she is very mindful of her body language. Maybe next time when she is preparing her speech or practicing or rehearsing it, what can she do to ensure that she is not doing it? So some suggestion like that will really make it actionable for the speaker to go and work on it. Otherwise, it was a brilliant evaluation. Loved it. Same way, Toastmaster Pranav, I think you also ensured that you had a very structured evaluation. You spoke about the project objective, and then you went on with the great things in Toastmaster Tarun's speech, and you added in your recommendations. I love like how you added why the title is important, how it is catching people's attention, and then you said you need to work on your title. So that was good. So towards the end, I just felt you were slightly rushing a bit because your third recommendation, you were talking about the delivery aspect of it and humor. I just heard you were mentioning humor, but it did not properly come through. So probably you could have, I don't know whether you were keeping an eye on the time for that, but just ensure that the 3 points that you are telling as recommendations, you are taking your time and clearly telling it out. So that was beautiful. Maybe you can also try incorporating examples from the speech that how the speaker did. Why do you feel that is relevant and how they can work on it? So just these points, if you just ask these WH questions, that would really bring a very wholesome evaluation. Great job done otherwise. And next came up our table topics master, Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi. Very clear introduction, the summary regarding table topics, and thank you so much for reiterating the timing guidelines as well. You were very considerate of everyone who were coming up on stage, and the topics were very interesting, thought-provoking, very casual and simple to talk about, and also very much engaging because it was online of today's theme. Thank you so much for also putting on the chat what is the topic which you were telling. So that was also great. Loved how you were interacting throughout. One suggestion, if I were to give you, look out for your energy during the session because you were calm and composed. Yes, that's great. But table topic session, because you are encouraging everyone to come up on stage and talk, how energetic you are, that much energetic the speakers are going to be. So just go with, there was a sentence which you said, are you all ready? Just modulate it with so much of energy saying, are you all ready for today's table topic session? So that brings about that change. So just that, rest all did fabulously. Loved your comments after every speaker, how you were reiterating and reinforcing that. So that was also super cool. Our tag team did an amazing job. Everyone did their job as required. Everything was in place. A timer, thank you so much, Toastmaster Bimpy, for sharing the timers report on the chat window. And our counter Toastmaster Mitesh, I think I liked that even though it was taking time to come up, you went ahead and shared your counters report orally. So that was great. Toastmaster Karthik, it was such a detailed grammarians report. So great job. One suggestion, if I were to give in general for the tag team players, is that how you can add in a tip for the members to ensure whether it is for the members to make sure that their accounts are on watch, or what can they do to probably work upon their grammar, or how to come up with new good usages or vocabulary. And for the timer, you can add in as in what can people take to ensure that they are speaking within time for table topics and evaluation. Some tips like that, which would help the members to go and work on, that would really add value to the listeners. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, I think overall the entire meeting went absolutely brilliant. Loved the energy and enthusiasm and participation from everyone who came up on stage, even every single table topic speaker. Kudos to you for taking the plunge and coming up and speaking. Brilliant job. Loved it. If I were to just say one general thing to all the role takers, because we are doing really great, go ahead and think what extra 10% that you can do. Nothing much, just 10% than what you were doing before in the same role, or how the role was being performed. See that 10% scope, find it out, and see what you can do to make sure that you are making the role better and better than before. So that is our only goal, to ensure that we are moving towards being the best and the best. So just focus on that 10%, and I'm sure we'll go to heights. Thank you so much. And I'd like to give it over to our listener for the day, Toastmaster Sudharma, for the listener session. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let me share my screen. Today I have prepared 5 questions as listener. I like to be all of you to be volunteer to answer this question. My question number 1: what is the leadership style of Toastmaster Tarun?
Affiliated?
Not
democratic.
Democratic.
Democratic. Who is answered? Yeah.
Toastmaster Amit.
Toastmaster Amit. Thank you. Democratic leadership style. Second question is, who select the corner seat of the train?
Toastmaster Nagesh.
Master Nagesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veera. Toastmaster Nagesh. Who is having identical twin sister?
Monali.
Monali. Okay, all have listened well. Fourth question, what should be the minimum waiting period of stock market to get the profit?
1 year?
12 months.
Who answered?
Depends on
1
when you-
year, there should be one word to add. Okay, since it is 1 year, 1 financial year. Should be 1 financial year.
No, actually, it's 1 financial cycle, which is 7
Cycle.
cycle,
Okay, thank
7
you.
to 10 years. If you
I
invest
heard like
in good
1
stocks,
financial year.
if you invest in good stocks, okay, not bad stocks.
Okay, thank you. Question number 5. Emergency fund. How many months? Monthly
12.
expenses.
6 months and 1 year.
12.
No,
6 months and 1 year.
Previously 6 months, now 1 year. Yeah.
Thank you all. I think you have listened well. Thank you for the session, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudharma. That brings us to the end of the general evaluation session. Thank you so much, people, for paying close attention. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Veera. We have reached our destination station, and for that, I would like to hand over our meeting to our station master and also our presiding officer, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a wonderful session that you wove for us. Please launch the poll for the role takers and the auxiliary role takers while I take the meeting forward. Toastmasters, I'm sure you all have traveled in trains. Raise your hand if you have traveled in long trains. Okay. How many of you loved spending time in the pantry car? Okay. Aparna, 2 hands raised. Which was the favorite thing that you used to go and munch or put your hands on in the pantry car?
Cutlets and tomato soup.
Cutlets and tomato soup. Okay, Chaitanya, what is it for you?
It was the same, and the chips.
Chips included. Okay. Now, why I bring this pantry car is not many trains nowadays have got pantry cars. Because of the speed of the train, we reach the destination faster and we don't need a pantry car. They are generally only in the long trains. So a lot of people who love traveling in trains, I recommend you take a long journey in a train which has got a pantry car. Because what they serve you is based on what is generally locally available. They cross different states and they give you different types of delicacies that are generally around that states. So while you're traveling, treating your taste buds is also very important, isn't it? So take a long train sometime, enjoy the pantry car, and enjoy your journey with that. Now the polls have been done. Let me call upon a few of the guests if they have to give any feedback. How did you feel about the meeting? Can I call upon Ibn Philip? Can you step forward and tell us, how did you feel about this meeting? Any thoughts?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So this was my first meeting and my first session that I had with you all. I mean, to start off, the meeting went really well. I like the experience where, certain people, they are, giving a speech, and then, later there's a feedback given for that speech. So that is something that, I felt is very, very nice. And then apart from that, I even like the open topic session where, everyone actually, got a chance to, talk about today's particular theme. And yeah, I do like those polls that comes in between as well and those questions.
Wonderfully, wonderful. So we look forward to your presence in the next meeting as well. For the benefit of guests, we conduct meetings thrice in a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So look forward for our announcements for the Tuesday meetings, which will be coming up very soon. Now let's move on to Sunil Karunaratne. Can you step forward and share your experiences, please?
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a great session and a great experience for me. This is the second time I'm in the meeting. So, yeah, that's a very interesting theme. And yeah, we all are trains, individual trains. So each day we are meeting certain people as stations. So as this meeting, I am in a one station, so I got lots of things from you. So thank you very much, and hope to attend future meetings as well. So yeah, guys are really great, positive vibrations there. So thumbs up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look forward to meet you again in our next meeting. You're most welcome. Now let me announce the results. Is there something on the chat that I'm missing? Oh, the results are already announced in the chat. However, let me call upon the speaker today, Aparna Raja, who backs the Best Speaker Award for today. Thank you, Aparna, for that wonderful educational session that you took. And her evaluator today, Toastmaster Sanjana, who gave a great evaluation to her mentor today. Give her a big round of applause for her. Now, the best role taker goes to
Chaitanya, Toastmaster of the day.
Somebody who took us places through the train journey. Wonderful theme, Chaitanya. The best role taker goes to Chaitanya Prasad, today's TMOD. Now, the best auxiliary role taker. Best auxiliary role
Grammarian.
Wow. Is there somebody else with him? There's one more person with him who has got the best role taker. Anyone?
Listener?
Timer.
Oh no, he played 3 roles. So the Chai Chaman is also with him as the best auxiliary role taker. Our Grammarian Karthik Venugopal. Okay, now comes the best table topic speaker. Any guesses? Any guesses? Okay, it's our Toastmaster. Yeah?
No, please go ahead. Please go.
No, you were about to guess.
Jitender?
Okay, maybe you voted for him. The best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Manvi Kumar. Thank you, Manvi, for giving us the best table topic today. Any last thoughts from anybody? We still have 2 minutes of time, though I asked for an extension. I think we'll finish on time. Any thoughts?
So Chaitanya, where did we reach finally? Which destination? You didn't say that.
This destination we'll continue in the next meeting on Tuesday. You'll find it out.
So I
was
hope
about to say that.
It's a round trip, Toastmaster Karthik.
It starts at Gabbys and ends at Gabbys.
Okay.
I was about to say that we move from destination to destination. That is Saturday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Thursday. Thursday, some days it is a long train with 17 speakers. And then we again go back to our station of Saturday, and this goes on. So it's a loop that we follow in Toastmasters and Gabbys. Well, if there are no last thoughts, it's my privilege to be your presiding officer today. With that, I close the meeting number 147. Thank you so
Right
much.
at time. Train is right at time. Exactly.